Hello there again, everyone. Welcome back to another video there. Today we have a 2026 Honda HRV Sport. So this will be a mid trim for the HRVs out of the three trims that we do get here in Canada. This guy will be dead smack in the middle for us, but we're going to go over everything exterior wise and interior wise on this guy. Starting with the fob here that we get from Honda, we got our little egg-shaped fob here for us, which is awesome to see. We got our lock, unlock, the trunk unlock button, and then we got our remote start button there, and then we got our panic button at the very bottom for us there. Obviously, lock and unlock can be pretty self-explanatory. Trunk button, you just press and hold down on to open that guy. No power tailgate, it just unlocks it. But remote start wise, we're going to press and hold down the lock button, press and hold down the circle button I mentioned until those signal lights flash once like it just did there, and then they're going to flash 3 times for us there, 6 total, 2 sets of 3, sorry, to let us know that it is remote started. You can press and hold down to cancel that out if we need to, but we get 2 10-minute cycles on that guy before you have to actually physically start that guy as well. We also get a physical key right there. If we just press the button, we do get a key that pops out for us as well. And then on the back side, we get our nice little Honda emblem as well for us, which is sweet. Starting on the front end here of this HRV, we got our nice, beautifully designed headlights here. We got our daytime running light and turn signal light right here. A nice little bit of like a check mark symbol right there on the bottom. We got our LED lights here, our high beams, low beams, and then our fog lights are integrated in there as well. And then with the LED light, we're going to get that lifetime bulb. It's going to shine brighter, shine further down the road for us. So lots and lots of benefits to those guys. Down below, we got some active vents tucking in around here for us to help cool down the tires and brakes and whatnot. And then we get a funky little bottom bumper design here, kind of like almost like a hook, kind of gravitate and pulls that air in, and it's got some styling to it as well on that side. We got a sport specific grille right here. This is a matte black finish on this guy, matched down to this matte black on the bumper here. And then we got our grille down below here for us, which is awesome to see. Got our block heater cord, it's tucked in right there. Again, that's just for my own dealership specifically. Not all of them are going to get that. They don't get that from factory. I just happen to have one on this guy. Got our Honda emblem here, nice chrome badge, and then tucked in behind that Honda emblem is the radar for the safety feature, sorry. We got the adaptive cruise, the lane departure, the front collision braking, all that fancy jazz for the Honda safety suite features. Half of it's tucked in here, and it works in conjunction with the camera up top, but the radar is tucked in here for us. No parking sensors on the front of this guy, but the actual front end has a nice shape to it. It's simple. There's not too much going on, but there's enough to give us some nice styling cues, which I like. Taking a peek at the power plant that gets to run and drive the HRV, we do have that tried and true 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that is straight out of the Honda Civic. It's the exact same engine on that side. It is naturally aspirated as well, so no turbo on this guy, as we can see from this giant chunk of free space that we have here. There's lots of space to move around, which is awesome to see. You don't normally get that in today's cars. Normally it's filled up with a bunch of plastic everywhere covering everything, but not the HRV. I can clearly see everything on here. It's nice to see. We got a nice orange, bright orange, yellow dipstick, or bright orange dipstick, sorry, not yellow. Bright orange dipstick there. We got a little bit of yellow writing for the oil cap here beside it. I got nice thing for the radiator cap. It's easily accessible there. Brake reservoir is easily accessible, and then we got our bright blue cap here for the washer fluid up top on the passenger side. Other than that, air intake here, battery for easy jumping. We don't have a bolt that's on the frame somewhere. The battery isn't covered or anything like that. It's fully accessible in case we do need to jump start the vehicle, as it does happen from time to time, by all means. But I love the layout in here. It's nice and simple. Me being not the most mechanically inclined person, I feel like I could do something if I needed to at the end of the day. So it's nice to see that. And it's simple, right? Less moving parts is always better at the end of the day. The only thing I'm obviously going to knock is this hood prop right here, that we actually had to manually open the hood and put the hood prop in. First world problem at the end of the day. But I would love to see some struts here. It'd be nice. Seems how they're on some of the Hondas and not on all the other ones. So it'll be nice to see. Out of this 4-cylinder here, we're going to make about 150 horsepower, just a little bit more than that 150, and then a little bit over that on the torque as well. So it's definitely not a powerhouse, and you definitely won't be winning any races. But if we're looking in terms of like fuel economy and that reliability side, this guy is tried and true on that for us. And then the HRV does also get the all-wheel drive system as well. So we do have all power to all 4 wheels on this guy. We're not front-wheel drive like the Civic. We do get all-wheel drive, which is a nice little touch as well. Making our way up to the windshield area, not like a ton to talk about, but we bought the camera that I mentioned earlier. It is up top integrated into the windshield here. That guy's for the lane departure, the adaptive cruise control, the front collision braking, all those Honda Safety Suite features. This is the eyes of it, and that's basically the ears of it down there. So we got both parts here for us, but that camera is located up there. The HRV does also get the smart wiper system as well. So we do have 2 sprayers located here on the actual wiper arm, and then 2 more up here on the wiper arm as well. So we get a total of 4 sprayers per wiper arm. And those guys are more of a direct spray. It's not really spraying from underneath here or anything. It sprays directly onto that wiper for us. And then they're actually also only going to spray on the way up. So every time you activate it, it'll spray up this way, and then it won't be spraying down that way. And then also you can see how easy that is for me to move them. They do automatically go into a manual mode, so if you need to prop them up to change blades or anything, or during the winter time, if you prop your blades up so they don't get covered in snow, you can do that with ease. You don't have to sit there and try and time it right with the car on or anything. It's just as easy as pulling those guys up for us, which is nice to see. And we're not breaking anything, right? We don't want to break one of those at the end of the day. I'm sure they're expensive. So heading down the passenger side, we got lots to talk about from our mirrors to a keyless entry and everything. Of course, we'll come down to the wheel here first, though. Now, for the Sport, or Sport HRV, sorry, we do get some nice piano black rims with a nice simple style on them. We kind of got like a little bit of like a pillar that they kind of join together on here. It's nice and simple, and it looks sporty at the same time, which I love. We got our blacked out lug nuts, and we got our anti-theft key right there for us. And then the actual tire that we get is going to be the Hankook Kinergy GT tires, which is a nice all-terrain tire. They're going to be a 225/55 R18, so a nice size in the tire for drivability, noise, all that good stuff, and keeping that cost down a little bit on the actual tire as well. We're not running big, 20-inch tires or anything on this guy, so it keeps it nice and simple that way. But nice laid out rim. It's nice. It's simple. It looks good. Heading back up to look at the rest of the side of the vehicle, we got our plastic fender coming all the way up the wheel well here down to our mud flap here, and then we got the plastic and the actual carpeted wheel liner here for us as well on the inside to help some of that sound absorption. And then the plastic's going to help out with the salt or any of the rocks, any of that good stuff. It won't be chipping our actual paint that we get up here, because we do have the nice white paint. We don't want to ruin that. So Honda does that for us. They also give us a nice plastic piece that goes all the way down the side for all the salt, gravel, and whatnot. We're not kicking it up, again, chipping door paint or anything, which is nice to see. Hopping up, we do get the piano black mirror caps on the Sport HRV. We also get the turn signal integrated into the mirror as well, so that way everyone knows which way we're turning, whether it's left or right. We got that on the widest part of the vehicle. Can't always see the turn signals with the bright LED lights nowadays, so it's nice to add that in there for us. They also give us the breakaway mirror on this guy, so we can turn that guy this way, we can bump into it that way. We're not going to risk breaking that mirror, as they are expensive for sure. And then also on this guy, we do have the blind spot information system on this guy. So it's a little orange light that lights up right on the mirror on the passenger side and the driver's side. It's going to let us know when someone's in our blind spot and we can't quite see them. And then if we do also hit our turn signal while this is already on, it'll actually flash yellow for us and give you an audible alert through the speaker system on the vehicle, letting you know that someone's there. So have a couple different ways for our blind spot to be active and let us know that it is active, which is awesome to see. Of course, we got the keyless entry system, so I just stick my hand in the door, open up the car, fob's in my pocket, it's in the purse, wherever it is. Got a little rib portion right on the actual top of the door handle there to lock the vehicle. You can just see it's locked now. Well, I can open it now, keyless, but Nice, we got that just on the front two doors. We don't have it on the back doors. We also get the nice blacked out window trim around the windows. And I really liked that Honda does like a flat black on it. It's not a piano black or anything. I find if that piano black does get scratched a little more easily. So having it up here on a high touched area and whatnot, it's nice to have it piano black so we don't get any of those scratches. Same with this too. It's nice to have this flat black so we don't actually get all those inevitable scratches. Coming down, we got our nice little extra window right here for the blind spot. I love that Honda adds that in. We don't just have the four and then it's just body. We do get an extra window right here, which is sweet as well. And then the same on the back rim, and we get that plastic fender carried down to the rear bumper as well. And as well, we also do get a sunroof on the Sport HRV. Available entry level is this trim for it. So this trim and up, we do get that sunroof. It won't be the full panoramic sunroof, so not the whole thing's glass. We do just get the small one here, but it's nice that they start this at this trim. So we do get that for us, which is awesome. I like sunroofs. I know it's a 50-50 on that side, whether we like them or we don't like them. But I'm a big fan of sunroofs. I'm glad this trim has it with all the other stuff that we also get. It's nice to see. Making our way to the trunk area of the HRV. The actual look back here, it's gotten a lot better over the years. I'd say it kind of looks like almost like a little egg shape back here, but I'm a big fan of it personally. The way they added in the other things kind of ties everything together for us. We got a nice piano black spoiler from factory up here with our third brake light integrated up top for us. We got our all-wheel drive sticker down here for us. Got our chrome Honda badge back here. We get our LED tail lights and our LED reverse lights and our signal lights on this guy as well. And I like that they do the blacked out housing for the tail lights. It's not chrome on the inside. It's nice and blacked out. It adds a little bit of sportiness to it. I love the way they look on these guys. We got our blacked out sport badge right here, and then we got our blacked out HRV badge right there from factory, which is awesome to see. Tucked in underneath, we do have the backup camera. So this guy's going to help us with that reversing and whatnot. No backup sensors on this guy, but at least we do get the camera, which is awesome to see. That guy's going to have that full 90-degree view, the 45-degree view, and then the straight up and down view on that guy. So you can see straight down at the bumper here and see if we're getting close to anything. Towards the bottom, Honda does give us two little reflectors here. We got one there and one there, just in case we're in the dark. Someone can see those reflectors if they can't quite see the actual hazard lights on if we are in a bit of a bind. We do have those for us. And then we get a nice flat black plastic bumper here. I'm glad that it's not piano black or anything, again, to help out those scratches, right? This is a piece that is very close to the road and whatnot, so it's nice to see it's plastic to help out with all the scratches and whatnot. And then they give us a nice little, almost like a metallic gray accent on the bumper as well to help split some stuff out on there. It adds a nice touch to it. Now, we don't get a power tailgate on the HRV, and for good reason as well, price point, but it still is an assisted one, so I just give it a little flick like that, and it comes up nice and easy for us. There's no issues on that side. If I need to close it, I just give it a little bit of a push, and it'll close nice and easy for us. Into the cargo area of the HRV, space back here is decent for the classic car that we're in. It's not an enormous amount of space by any means, but it's also not the car amount of space that we would expect from a smaller vehicle like this. We have a nice amount of vertical room. We have a nice amount of space back here. If you need to fold down one of the seats, they do fold down 60-40 split, which is awesome as well. Down below, underneath this all-weather mat that we have here, if I can find the thingy for it, we do get a little bit more storage. So we got these 3 slots here and then another slot there for some storage if you want. We got our jack, funnel, all that good stuff, and then the spare tire is actually just underneath this foam bit here, which is nice. We still get that spare tire and a little bit of extra storage just in case we need it at the end of the day. Got a couple LED lights back here as well, and then we do have a 12-volt plug-in back here for us if we need to plug something in. So still a decent amount for what we got and for your average everyday Joe. Making our way down the driver's side of the 26 Honda HRV here. We're greeted by that same keyless entry on this side, the blind spot. We got the same plastic down the wheel fenders and all that good stuff. And then we're introduced to the side where we fill this guy up with the gasoline. Now this guy does have the same system that most of the Hondas get. So whenever this car is unlocked, this guy will be accessible. You just give it a push in and you open that flap. And then every time that the vehicle is actually locked, if I go lock it here quickly, you can see I can't really get in there anymore. It doesn't actually let me. So we'll unlock that guy again for us. We can see it's there. We also have no cap here as well. You just stick the fuel nozzle right in, which is a huge benefit for those colder months. Like it's starting to get here, the leaves are falling off the tree. I don't really want to be outside when it's minus 10 or 20 degrees outside and filling out my car. I want to go back in the car, so it's nice. I don't have to fumble around with a cap. I can just stick the nozzle back in and go inside the car and wait for it to fill up. So I like that on that side. It's nice and simple. And then that funnel that we showed in the back there earlier, that guy you'd put in first if you do run out of gas before you put the jerry can in. Otherwise, the jerry can will spill over the side. These do have the double wall in them, so there's a wall in there that only opens for the actual nozzle or for that funnel. Anything else, a garden hose or a jerry can will spill over the side. You can't fill it up, unfortunately. And before we head inside the HRV, we'll talk about what we get for this mid-trim model door-wise, because we do have a decent amount going on. We do have a nice little upper garnish here on the actual door sill, and it kind of comes out in a way and kind of almost as like a little landing on here. It kind of comes down and indents, so it's nice little styling on there. We get a nice little piano black Q right here across the door. Now this is more of a soft touch material as well. It's not fully hard plastic or anything, which is nice to see. We got our chrome door handle, got our power windows, power locks, and mirrors and all that good stuff. And then we also get a little leather side bolster here, which is very soft material to lay our armrest on or anything if you have a bit of a wider shoulders and you do that. We also get the orange stitching as well, which is nice to see. It's carried out throughout the whole interior of this trim. I love to see it. And then we also have the speaker down here below for us. And then we do get a slot for a little cup holder right here, some more storage right here, which could be a secondary cup holder or just maybe some holder for some snacks or whatnot. And then we get this nice piece down here, which is actually a bit more of like a ribbed plastic piece down below. It adds some life to the door. It's not just this flat, basic piece of plastic. We do get a rib portion to it, which actually does carry all the way across the door there for us as well. And then we got a little indent on the door here to add some extra space while the door is closed on the interior as well, which is nice to see. Now, taking a look inside the HRV, we don't get any power seats on the driver or passenger side, but they do still give us the manual functions, so we can raise the seat up on that side. We can do the support on the backrest, or there's a bar on the front to move that seat forward and back. We also get the cloth seats in here with a little bit of texture on the cloth seats as well, which is nice. And then we can see that orange stitching is also carried out throughout the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and the rear seats back there for the rear passengers as well. Now, taking a seat inside the HRV, we got lots and lots to go over here. From the steering wheel, the dash, climate control, all that good stuff. But we'll start it up. So we got our foot on the brake, give this guy a push down there. We can see our screen light up for us there, the gauge cluster and whatnot. But let's take a look at this nice steering wheel that we got here. We got the orange stitching carried out throughout the steering wheel. We got the leather wrap steering wheel in the Sport as well, and it's heated down below here. But the steering wheel actually has a nice feel to it. The leather is not too, hard or anything. It's a bit more of like a soft touch leather that's easy and nice to grab. We got a little piano black accent down below on the bottom of the steering wheel here that's kind of carried up around the ring of this steering wheel and up towards here. We got our cruise control on the right hand side of the steering wheel. So we got to activate the cruise there. We can see a little button pops up on the actual screen. We got the distance for the adaptive cruise. So if you like to follow someone really close or you like to follow someone further away, you can adjust that button to your liking. We got the lane departure button there. So this guy's going to kind of ping pong us back and forth in the lane a little bit. And you'll feel the steering will tense up ever so slightly, just as it's also taking a little bit of control just to actually keep us centered in the lane. But if we do end up voiding the lane, it will give you back full control. It doesn't force you back into the lane, thankfully, at least not yet anyways. We got volume up, down, track select on the left hand side of the steering wheel. We got the voice select button as well, speak to text. And then we got a little home button here and a little scroll wheel there for us. These two buttons are going to control that digital side of the screen that we have. So we can see if I do the scroll wheel, you see this button go up as I'm scrolling up. It'll go down as I'm scrolling down. So you can see we got a cornucopia of information tucked in this guy as well. We got range and fuel, speed and time, audio, your phone, the driver attention monitor, all-wheel drive torque, who's wearing their seatbelt, who isn't, the maintenance side, safety support, which you can turn off the rest of the safety features, like the front collision braking, the blind spot monitoring, all that good stuff. If you don't want any content up, your brightness, some vehicle settings, some sensitivity and whatnot, and then the gauge display settings. If you want to clean stuff up a little bit and not have so many options, you can also do that. Warnings, and then we go back to range and fuel. But the way to access any of those in there, you just end up pressing the scroll wheel in, and it'll actually pop into that specific setting. And if you want to exit that setting, you just hit the home button, and it brings you back to that center screen. But the gauge cluster itself is laid out nicely. We got time, letting us know all our safety features are on. We got what drive mode we're in, kilometers, our odometer, degrees outside. We got our fuel, if we're in park, reverse, neutral, drive. Can't believe it's saying it's 16 degrees out right now. It definitely doesn't feel that way. And then we got our speedometer, the analog one and the digital one there for us as well. And then RPM gauge on the left. Down in front of the driver's door, you'll find a little cubby. You'll find the heated windshield button on there. So there's a little element just underneath the actual wiper blades that heats up during the wintertime. If you want them to, you can turn that on and off. And then we got the traction control button there. We got some nice soft touch leather around the actual vent on the driver's side here with that orange stitching that carries across the rest of the dash. We've got our vent tucked in behind this honeycomb grill, which looks really good. And then we also got our infotainment screen here, which is nice and simple, by the way. It's awesome. It's nice and simple. I love the way it's laid out. We got our physical home button, connect button for like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then we got our our physical volume knob there for us as well. You can see what kind of radio we're on there. The audio source button, if you want to play with the sound and the bass and whatnot, you can do that. We got our Apple CarPlay, Android Auto button right there as well as the actual connect button. General settings, and then if you do have a phone connected, that's it right there. There's no others. There's nothing to scroll back and forth. There's no more settings in there for us. Very user-friendly, which I love. You can see we got the orange stitching carried across here to our honeycomb grill with our actual vents. Hazard button in the middle there, but that carries across the whole way to the passenger side. We got our center speaker just above the actual infotainment screen there for us. And then we got climate control buttons here. So we got driver climate, passenger side climate, fan speed in the middle. We got our recirculation button here if you want the air to recirculate within the car. We got our mode button here so we can change where it's going. Front defrost. We got the rear defrost button and the mirror defrost button in one. And then the AC button there as well. And then we got our driver and our passenger side heated seats on the front for us. Awesome. 2 more USB-C chargers just below the actual climate control system and a wireless phone charger up front. A couple cup holders in front of the shifter. That's a nice placement on that side. It's easy to get to right there. It's not in the way of anything over in here or anything. They're secluded out of the way from me and the passenger. We got our nice physical shifter here, so no turn dial knob or anything. It's not up here or anything. It's an actual shifter, which is nice to see. We got our regular stuff on there like park, reverse, neutral, drive. We do have a bit of a sport mode there for us, and then a low mode, which kind of just ups the torque a little bit, and it's a little more responsive. Just can't go as fast as all. We got a little USB-C charger tucked in just behind the shifter here. Another one right there for us. And then the passenger, unfortunately, does lose out on that side, but still get another one here. We got our different drive mode button. So if I move this toggle up and down, it'll pop up here on the actual gauge cluster. You can see we got econ mode and snow mode, and then normal mode. So that econ mode is just going to give you as much fuel economy back as you want, pretty much. It's going to maximize it for you. It'll be shifting at different points. And then the snow mode is going to help minimize all the slippage that you get during those slippery and icy conditions by taking away lots of your throttle response. So it's a lot more of a gradual acceleration, if you know what I mean. It's not a very harsh acceleration to begin with, but it's even more gradual. Got the hill descent control button there for us, so that guy's going to keep us between speeds of 3 and 20 kilometers an hour. If you're going down any harsh hills or anything and you don't want to ride the brakes and risk sliding out, you can turn this guy on. Got our electronic parking brake there. If we pull up on it, you see it's activated with the red light, and then if we put our foot on the brake and push down, we can deactivate it. Got our brake hold button there. When we activate that guy, we can leave our car in drive and take our foot off the brake, and we won't go anywhere until we touch the gas. Now, you'll have to let me know where you'd want to use that and why, but it's there for you at the end of the day. Center console wise, it's a leather center console with the orange stitching in the Sport. We do get a decent amount of room in the actual glove box, more than I would expect for, you know, a car of this caliber. And then we get some extra space packed in down below of the actual, just behind the shifter here, but there's some space down below here for us, a little pass-through section. Maybe you can put your phone down there if you want, or maybe a Kit Kat, whatever you're feeling. We got controls for the sunroof up top in front of the rear view mirror there. See if their passenger's not weighing enough, that light will come on so the airbag doesn't come on for them. And then we got our cover for the sunroof there, which we can open up, which is nice to see. And then, of course, my viewpoints. I love that Honda puts that mirror a little bit back, not all the way forward, so I can see that blind spot in front of that mirror there, which is awesome. That helps me out on that side, and on the driver's side helps us out a lot to close that pillar blind spot. That's just the inevitable one, but my sight line up front is beautiful. I love what I'm seeing. Now, heading to the back seat area of the HRV, we get some hard plastic back here. Now, this is hard plastic back here, but it's the passenger side and we're not top trim, so I wouldn't expect it to be suede or anything, but I think it would have been nice to see maybe some soft touch like we get in the front, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We get our nice soft touch material down below here. We still get the orange stitching in the door, which is nice to see. Still get our chrome door handle here, speaker. We get a nice little cup holder, and then we get that rib portion actually carried to the back of the vehicle as well, which is nice to see. It's not just that flat, basic piece of plastic. We get the rib portion. Awesome to see on that side. But sitting down in the back seat of the HRV, I'll be honest with you guys, there's not really a lot going on back here. We got some nice texture in the seats. We got our orange stitching back here, which is nice to see. We got a little bit of storage back here. Not quite any USB ports back here in the top trim, or in the Sport, sorry, because we're not in the top trim, sorry. We got some storage back here in the seats. Space-wise, I'd say we're a pretty good winner. I set the seat up in the front to get as accurate as possible to a guy my size, being about 5'11", your average size person. Set that seat up front, what that would be, and now I'm sitting back here, and for a car of, you know, this size and this caliber, I do actually have a decent amount of space in front of me there. I also have a decent amount of space on the headroom side. I'm not cramped in here. It doesn't feel like I'm in, you know, in an egg or anything. I have a decent amount of space. If I want to stretch my legs out, I can on those longer rides. And then I do get some lights back here, which are haptic touch lights. So I get two spotlights back here, one for me, one for the other passengers there. You just give those guys a touch to turn them on and off. I get a holy crap handle back here too, in case we're driving crazy, which is not very often, but you never know. You never know who's in the driver's seat at the end of the day. But back here, kind of basic, not really too much going on, but I like it that way. There doesn't need to be a bunch going on back here. I don't need a TV in the back or anything. I got good sight lines of up front. I can see the infotainment screen super clearly. I can see the front windshield clearly if I want to also, you know, see what's ahead of us when we're driving. I don't have to lean over too far or anything. I can have a nice conversation with the person in front of me. They're not too far away. This passenger also, I can have a conversation with them. The only thing I think we're missing is some cup holders in the middle. We actually don't get any, which is kind of funky, but that'd probably be the only knock is, you know, give me some cup holders back here. Now that does wrap us up for today's video on the 2026 Honda HRV Sport. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I could have done better, if there's some stuff that I missed that you want to see, let me know maybe what car you'd want to see next for us as well. But we'll catch you in the next one.